everybody, it's ED.Gamer coming at you with another video. Today we are looking at an interesting and niche piece of tech that I was able to get from B&H in New York City. Now, if you know B&H, they also have a great online presence as well. A lot of interesting things, and I was able to get this as an open box. This is the Wacom Cintiq Pro 27-inch art display. I have to admit, it's always a little bit scary buying something that's open box. I mean, you don't really know how well it was tested when it was brought back to the store, whether or not there's some sort of damage or internal problem. But with B&H, you can always return it if it's not working right, so I thought I would give it a try. I will say, though, I was very disappointed at the way this item was packaged up. It was basically thrown back together. There was parts of the pen all over the box, scattered around, and you can see that here that I'm trying to find pieces that have been just basically tossed in. Not a big fan of that. I actually complained to B&H about the way this was packaged up. I mean, it's an expensive item. I mean, it's a $3,500 monitor. I mean, this is big money. On the post-purchase survey, I actually complained to B&H about the condition this thing was in when I received it. And they were pretty cool about it. They apologized for everything and actually gave me a $25 gift card. So, hey, you know, it pays to open your mouth, but, you know, obviously you want things done right. So, let's see what you get in the box. Upon opening the main box, I'm greeted with some cables as well as what looks like a pen holder and some documentation on the display. The great thing about the Wacom 27 Pro display is that there's just a variety of methods of actually hooking it up. I mean, here you're given a DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort cable. You also get a USB-A to USB-C cable, a high-speed HDMI cable because this monitor is spec'd at 4K 120 Hz, and you also have a USB-C cable that actually transmits display. This is one of, if not the only, graphical art display on the market that does 4K 120 Hz. I mean, this is really, really high-end, and this is Wacom's top-of-the-line flagship model. Oh look, here's a pen weight that's just thrown in the box. And speaking of the pen, the Wacom Pro Pen 3 is included with the device. It has 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, which means it can detect very subtle variations in pressure when you're drawing or writing. This makes it a fantastic tool for digital art. The Pro Pen 3 also features tilt support, which means it can detect the angle at which you're holding the pen and adjust the stroke accordingly. This is also super useful for drawing. This pen has customization that will make any digital artist happy. For one, you can use the pen with no grip or one of the two included grips that come with it. There's also different plates for the buttons where you can actually remove the side buttons totally or use 3-button configuration. On top of that, the weight can be changed in the pen to have the balance to your liking. The pen has no battery, so there's no charging to worry about, but this pen only works with this display and does not work with previous Wacom models. Using this pen with the included 4K 120 Hz monitor minimizes any delay in your drawing stroke. The screen has a very minimalistic design, which I like. It has a nice matte finish, which increases the feel of the pen on the display as well as reducing glare. The right side of the display has a Kensington notch for a lock as well as a mounting hole for some accessories that we'll talk about later. The top of the unit has 2 more mounting locations as well as fan grates to mitigate heat. An interesting design choice are the express keys, which are 4 keys on each side of the monitor housed in a faux leather grip region. More centrally on the back of the device are 2 panels which can be removed to allow for all the connectivity you can have to attach this monitor to your PC. Centrally is a standard VESA mount, and on the right side here are the other express keys, followed by 3 buttons at the top that allow you to toggle the touch behavior of the monitor as well as power and the on-screen settings for the monitor's hardware. The express keys have been polarizing for many digital artists. I for one like this addition, and I find myself holding the side of the screen anyway, so to have my hand in this area to access some quick keys is very useful to me. Looking at the manual, Wacom has you covered to make sure that this device is compatible with your PC. There's just so many different connection options here. The basic gist of it is that you're going to need a USB connection to get the touch as well as the pen input down, and then you're going to need obviously a display cable for the picture. If you're one of those people who has a PC that has DisplayPort alt mode on a USB-C or Thunderbolt port, you can use the enclosed cable and only use one wire to get everything you need. Installing the software and driver for the device gives you access to the Wacom Control Center. This center allows you to adjust all the different settings for the tablet, pen, as well as the express buttons that are on the back of the device. The left side of the Wacom Center gives you access to the settings for the Pro Pen 3, express keys, touch and gestures, as well as the settings for the device itself. Here you can adjust the pen tip sensitivity, i.e. how much pressure you need to put on the screen to create a thicker line. Here's where you can adjust the individual functions of the buttons on the pen. You have a lot of options here, from grid panels to different types of clicks to different keyboard shortcuts. Wacom has you covered. Things like radial menus and grid panels are especially helpful because they open up basically sub-programs with a lot of different options available for you, all at the touch of a button or pen tip. What you'll find as you go through the software is that for each section of the tablet that has customization options, you'll basically have the same set of actions to choose for everything. Whether it's a button on the pen or an express key setting on the back, you'll have the same options to make a button do whatever you want. And on top of it, these button presses can be specific to certain applications. So you can have something just for Photoshop, for example, and then in other software, the button will do something else. You can further customize things like radial menus and grid panels that can be activated with one of these button presses or even a gesture on screen. And these grid panels can also be further customized to do certain things. Every one of these pie pieces can be changed at a moment's notice to do something different, and also application specific if necessary. And in the submenu here, you can actually edit all of the different pie pieces of a radial menu. You can even create a new radial menu or rename a radial menu. It really is super customizable, and this is a big feature for the Wacom series tablets. If you go down to the display settings area, the system will show you how to actually activate the monitor menu to adjust some of the hardware controls of the screen, such as brightness, contrast, etc. Touch and gestures are another important aspect of this screen. Besides the pen, this device is a multi-touch screen that can accept up to 5 different finger points of touch at the same time. And you can customize these different touch gestures to do different things. And just like any other button on the device or pen that is customizable, you can have the same actions be generated by a touch. For example, 5 finger points can bring up an on-screen keyboard to allow you to type. I personally like using other touch gestures to bring up radial menus and grid panels that allow application-specific features to be accessed at a moment's notice. If you look in the right upper corner of the screen, you'll see a person icon and the gear icon. The gear icon lets you do some troubleshooting with the driver as well as gives you software updates for Wacom Center. And if you go to the person icon, this is where you can log into your Wacom account, where you'll be able to take advantage of special offers on software such as 3D modeling software and animation software. Interestingly enough, for this price, you're only given a trial of the software that's usually good for about 1 to 3 months, but hey, it's something, and it might be something that you want to subscribe to. I find drawing on this screen to be the most enjoyable out of any art screen or tablet I've ever used. The pressure sensitivity and the refresh rate of the monitor work so well together that it really feels like a seamless process. You know, it's kind of funny, I was thinking about it the other day, just how expensive and difficult it is to create a digital version of something like pencil on paper. But there's so much you can do with undo and different kind of painting tools that it certainly makes great sense to have features like this in the world of graphic design. There is literally almost no parallax here whatsoever, and diagonals are a breeze on this screen. I can't wait to do some Twitch videos showing off some art skills with this tablet. If you noticed, I placed my pen and pen holder in one of the mounting holes on the top of the device. If you go to the Wacom store, there are other different accessories you can mount to these holes, such as a small table to hold your phone, for example. You can even use the mounting holes to attach a webcam through a small arm that you can purchase online. So let's end with the pros and cons of this device. First of all, it's an amazing screen. It's 120 Hz, it's 4K, it covers 99% of the Adobe RGB and 98% of the DCI P3 gamut. It has a great feel with the pen, and you can customize it to your heart's content. The negative, of course, is the cost. This is a $3,500 screen new. I had to buy one to save a little money as a open box, which you may or may not be able to do. The negative also is that you don't get a stand with this device. You get basically just the screen. Now, I was able to purchase a cheap stand on Amazon for $25 as opposed to the multiple $100 stand you can buy separately from Wacom. I'm also not a huge fan of the software. Even though I showed you before that you can customize so many different parts of the tablet and pen with the software, I find it to be clunky and hard to navigate. It was actually difficult for me to find ways to do the things I wanted to do. That may, however, take some getting used to. That being said, you have a big, bright, matte 4K display to draw on with the additional ability to have finger touch as well as pen input for you to pinch to zoom and rotate documents while you draw. It's just an unbelievable experience. So I hope you liked this video, guys. I hope I gave you some worthwhile information about this pretty expensive but fairly well-featured tablet from Wacom. I mean, this is the flagship. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, both by size and by features. Agreed, they can do a little bit better with their software, and maybe their price point is a little bit high, but I mean, this is going after, Hollywood studios and super professional artists, so I'm definitely not that, but hey, I like to try the new tech, and I really appreciate it when stuff works well in my office, and this will make a great addition to my home kit. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you buy one too? Do you find it to be worth the money? Do you find it gives you something different that you didn't have with a previous art tablet if you had a cheaper one? There are a lot of knockoff Wacom-like tablets that are in the market, ones that are a lot cheaper than this. Not usually as well featured as this, but there are a lot, so let me know what you think. Guys, feel free to follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, and the like, and also my podcast with my good friend Damo, The Modern Boomer. Check out that channel on YouTube as well, where we talk tech and the men's lifestyle. So there's definitely something for all you guys there. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, guys, have a good one. Till next time.